Hi everyone, welcome to Module 3. This is about finishing the wheels of wellness and investigating what change is like and requires. So the whole general idea around this module is that we're going to kind of revisit and finish up what we've been talking about in the dimensions of wellness, and then we're going to take that and then we're going to really kind of start narrowing it down to looking at some behaviors for you that you would like to focus on to enhance your well-being. So some of it may be behaviors that you're already doing and you feel good about and you want to keep doing. Some of it may be when you find out from the wheels of wellness activity that you'd like to put a little more effort into doing something else that you think might enhance your well-being. And again, this isn't about right and wrong. It's not about anybody else telling you you should or shouldn't be doing anything. It's about looking at for yourself the things that you would like to kind of emphasize a little bit that will enhance your well-being. And again, it's emphasizing things that you already do as well as kind of incorporating new things. But again, it's not about right and wrong. It's not about anybody else telling you. It's about you kind of deciding for yourself. So the things that you're going to be doing this week, first obviously is watching the introductory video, which you are already doing. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to have a reading on behavior change. And that is posted on in the module folder, and and it's just like tips on how to make behavior change, because that's kind of where we're going into with this module. And then you will take the content quiz that goes along with that reading. Then what I want you to do is I want you to get out the Dimensions of Wellness packet that we've been working on. We only got about halfway through that. So we're going to continue with that packet. We're going to kind of remind ourselves where we were with the dimensions of wellness and then go into an activity. For that activity, it's a really good idea if you have colored pens or colored pencils. You don't need them. I would suggest pencils more than pens, but they're not required, but it kind of makes the whole activity a little bit more interesting for you. So we're going to actually do an activity where you're really taking what you're learning in the dimensions of wellness and charting them out in a specific way that's going to give you a visual of, okay, so yeah, these are the areas I'm strong in, these are the areas that I kind of like to work on, and just the visual kind of helps this step of the process. So that's going to be its own video. And again, it's an interactive video with that Dimensions of Wellness packet. So you need to make sure you have that out. At the end of doing that packet, there's a page in there that's just called the Wheels of Wellness. That's the only thing that I'm going to have you submit on the packet. And then you are going to submit that, and that this is one of the few times that I'll accept an attached file. So however you need to, if you have a scanner, great, go ahead and scan it and then attach it as a document. If you don't have a scanner, that's totally fine too. Just take a picture of it. You can take a picture of it with a phone or with somebody else's phone and then just attach the JPEG, however you need to do. I just need a visual to see that you did it. And again, this is one of the few times that I actually accept an attached file. So however you need to do that. And again, I'm totally fine with just taking a picture of it with your phone. Also, I don't know if you know this, if you have an iPhone, in your notes application, you can actually scan something with that. So I'm not requiring you to do that, but just so you know for future reference that you can actually scan it, and I think it saves it as a PDF. So you're going to watch that video. It's going to be a little shorter video, but again, we're going to kind of jump in where we left off, finish that, submit the Wheel of Wellness. Then the next thing you're going to do is print. There's a document, and again, it's in this module, but it's as well in the course documents folder, and it's called Investigating Change. And what we're going to really do is we're going to start getting into behavior change and what it takes to really effectively implement behavior change. And I don't even like the word behavior change, because somehow that gives you the idea that you're doing something wrong. And I don't want to start from that space. What I want to start from the space of, let's just see what you would like to incorporate in your life to kind of enhance your well-being without making anything right or wrong so far to this point. What do you want to do? What can you do in all types of behaviors, in all the dimensions, and in your social wellness and your emotional wellness, that is really going to kind of enhance your own well-being. But the first thing you need to do with that is you need to look at what that change might look like for you. What are the pros? What are the cons? And so we're going to actually go through a whole process. So then you're going to print off the investigating change document, and I want you to have it with you as we go through the video. Now, if you don't have a printer, that's fine too. You can look at it, and I'm going to put some slides up so you can write it on your own, and you can just kind of write the headings on your own. It's a lot easier if you do it from the printed document, but you don't have to, because I know some people are struggling with printers right now. So you don't have to, but it'll just make it a lot easier. So then you're going to watch the next video on investigating change, and that's a real interactive video. So I'm going to kind of give you some ideas, and then I'm going to ask you some questions, and I'm asking you going to kind of brainstorm and write. So you're actually going to do a lot of writing interspersed in that video. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take all that writing and you're just going to make that into a reflection. Because again, there's a lot of questions about change, about things that you want to change. What I'm going to do, and I'll explain this more in the next video, is I'm going to ask you to, out of all the dimensions of wellness, identify 2 behaviors that you want to change. One that is like kind of a whole new behavior that you would like to adopt. I would call it your challenge behavior, because you really don't have a foundation for it already, and it's something that you would really kind of try to want to implement in your life. And then the second I call a maintenance behavior. So it's something that you already do, and you already do well, but you might want to kick it up a notch. Or you might have slipped a little bit with the pandemic and you want to make sure you get back to it. So one of them is going to be something that you kind of already do and you do well, or you do sort of well, or you want to re-implement in your life. And then the other one is kind of something brand new. And the reason why I do this is a lot of times when we talk about behavior change, people just think about only the things that they aren't doing as well as they would like to, and think that they need to change that without enough acknowledgement for the things that you're already doing. So the idea is not to lose focus for the things that you already do, the things you already enjoy doing, and really still put some emphasis in that. So we're going to talk about 2 different behavior change processes. And I'm actually eventually going to ask you even to write up a behavior change contract for each of these. But we're just going to first focus on what I call the challenge behavior. And again, I'll walk you through this all through the video. So in the investigating change video, it's going to be very active, very interactive, and you're going to be really focusing on that challenge behavior. What does that look like? What do you want to do? You know, what are the pros and cons? What would it look like if you were successful? How would you feel if you weren't successful? All this kind of thing to really kind of investigate if it's an appropriate thing for you to take on at this point. And then you're going to write a reflection on that. You're going to submit that reflection. Then the last thing that you're going to do again is you're going to identify some areas of well-being. This time, your wellness activities, we're going to get a little deeper into them. And by deeper, I don't mean that it's going to take more time writing a summary. I just want you to incorporate more of them into your life. So I'm going to ask you to do at least 3 every day. And they don't have to be big. Like I said, it can just be picking up and texting somebody for the emotional connection for you. It may be, you know, just going out and walking outside for a moment just to kind of calm down your emotional system a little bit. But instead of writing a summary, what I'm going to ask you to do is just kind of start logging those things. And in the Dimensions of Wellness packet, I'll show you, I have even something that I call kind of the refrigerator reminder. You can use that if you want. You don't have to use that. The idea is that you just, you know, log the date, put the activity, put the dimensions of wellness, and kind of how you felt about it. It's not, I don't want a big long summary. A couple sentences is totally fine. But I just want you to get the idea that you're just logging 3 of these every day, just so your awareness is around really cultivating those in your life. Even if it only takes 5 minutes, that's totally fine. I just want your awareness around making sure you're doing it. And there's something about recording it that helps you make sure that you're doing it. And so you're going to do those well-being activities every day. And then just at the end of the week, you're going to submit that log of the things that you did. So the deliverables for this week is you need to make sure you do the quiz. You're going to turn in the Wheel of Wellness. You're going to turn in the reflection on investigating change, and you're going to turn in the log of your well-being activities. And again, all of those things are all based on the videos and the reading, so it's super important that you go through the videos with me, because again, I'm going to kind of ask you to do things. Those videos are really interactive, and I'm going to ask you to do those certain activities as we go through those videos, and I'm going to explain them. So you're going to be totally lost if you don't watch the videos. So it's really important that you watch the videos for this week. So welcome to finishing the Wheel of Wellness, and welcome to Investigating Change. Every week, again, builds on the previous. So we're kind of building, we're all growing from that dimensions of wellness area. And now we're going to really start kind of highlighting and focusing on things that we think would enhance our own well-being. So welcome to Module 3.